Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Let's start our video with a story that perfectly encapsulates the phrase, "Be careful what you wish for," especially in a fast-paced fast food environment. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Don't drop too many fries. Sure thing. So right now I'm working in fast food at a certain place with square burgers, making fries and nuggets. Now at said place, it was fine. My coworkers are great, really nice people. They cover me when I clean instead of putting me at the mercy of my manager. Speaking of the managers, they're almost all nice. Notice the almost? It'll be important later. Since I'm still in high school and I surprisingly have a life, I'm shocked also, I can only work Saturdays and Sundays, with Saturdays being 5 to 9 and Sundays being a mix between 7 to 3:30 and 8 to 4 respectively. Now, since my football season just ended and I'm called in on a Friday, this is before I fully knew the worst manager there, let's call her Vanessa, so I do what I normally do, drops the fries, pull them up after the timer goes off, drop them into the fries holder, salt them, and put them in a carton ready to eat. You're supposed to use the drop timers, which is supposed to keep track of how long they're sitting there, and after a certain set time, you throw them away. I see next to no one do this, so I assumed I shouldn't do it. Well, Vanessa noticed this and began to chew me out because of it, but in a way that was way extra. Think talking like you caught your son having sex when he forgot to take out the trash? This got me a bit peeved, but I had no choice but to use them. Now, the reason we don't use them is because it slows things down. You're supposed to drop more fries when the timer says so, but this isn't possible during the lunch or dinner rush without causing major overflow. Now, Vanessa tells me to switch out trash cans, so I let the guy on grill, we'll call him Chad, know to keep an eye on it and to use the timer because Vanessa wanted me to. So I switch them out, and no later than 2 minutes after I'm done, she gets up in my face about not dropping it on the timer. I tried to explain to her why this wouldn't work, but she insisted on it, so I used the timers and slowed down production. The rush died down a bit, and I still used the timers as I didn't want my head chewed yet again for the third time. Nonetheless, Vanessa found a way to scream at me. She told me to drop less fries, idiot. Now I politely told her that she was the one that told me to drop it on said timer. Now what I said and how I said it didn't show the complete riot going on in my head. I was saying to myself, "B, you just said to drop more." She screams at me to do it anyway. So the rush picks back up, but I do not drop a single fry. I take box after box from each and every order until there was enough in there for one more large fry. That's when I dropped the amount for another large fry right then. I also followed the left and right basket rule. No basket of fries from the right go on the left to really stick it to her. Manager tries to chew me out once again, but I informed her that I was just following her orders. She tries to flip the script, saying she never said that and that she was going to write me up for it. Thankfully, Chad overheard the previous conversation and let her know that yes, she did say that. She tries to put Chad down, telling him to mind his business and threaten him a write-up. Seems like game over for us, right? Except it isn't. Our second savior, the other manager working at that point, let's call him Aaron, also overheard the conversation and also let her know that she said that. Now, she can't threaten a write-up on someone on the same level as herself, so what does she do? Excuses herself and him to the back where a glorious shouting match had occurred. We all heard the yells and promptly pulled out our phones. We all see Vanessa storm up here, screams, "F you all," and leaves out the front door in front of a crowd full of people. A 2020 crowd, as I like to call them, and put the pedal to the metal on her 2005 Honda Civic, and that was the last of Vanessa. After the fact, we got a new manager that was leagues better than Vanessa, and everything was in balance. And to add salt to her massive wound, I found her recently at another fast food chain where I said to her, "Don't drop too many fries, lady." First, your fellow workers sound like a great crew. Second, in that kind of crew, I'd be happy to work with the worst person once in a while just to spread out the pain for everyone else. Third, good for Chad for putting his neck on the line for a fellow worker. And our second story. No, Karen, I won't wash your car. This happened last week. Cast, me, OP, Karen, Neighbor guy, NG. Guy who owns lodge, Paul. Okay, setting. It's a hot and sunny Thursday afternoon, and I'm 30 wrapped up work since I work very early mornings on Thursdays and get the afternoon off. I decided to wash my car since it got covered in dust from gravel roads and being surrounded by lakes. The front gets covered in bugs. Gross, I know. So I break out my equipment power washer, foam blaster, buckets, new car soap, speaker to listen to music, and little cooler with refreshments. I just finished spraying my car to spray soap on to clean when my neighbor, who was also washing his Escalade, waved me over. NG, hey OP, can I ask you for some help? Me, sure, what's up? NG, can you blast that dirt off the bottom for me? The missus took the car out and somehow this happened. I took a quick look. It's got some mud pretty good caked on, but not impossible to get it off. Me, sure, this'll take just a couple minutes. So I brought my pressure washer over, turned it on, and started spraying the dirt off while rocking out to Nickelback. Only took about 3, maybe 4 minutes, and I got it off. NG, hey, those things work great cleaning. I need to invest in one. Thanks, OP. Me, sure thing, NG. Happy to help. So I wrapped up and resumed my car washing while enjoying Nickelback's album Dark Horse when a dirty Lincoln stops behind my car and the lady's waving me over. Now, I should explain I live at the end of the road. We don't have anything people would drive to unless you're visiting someone, and the main road is close to 8 blocks away. So yeah, not many cars drive by my house. Anyway, I walk up to the lady's car to see what she wants. Maybe she's lost or can't find someone's house. Nope, I was wrong. Here's the conversation. Me, yes, can I help you, ma'am? Karen, yes, since you just finished, can you wash my car? Also, I'd like the seats and carpets cleaned as well. Me, confused for a minute. What? Karen, didn't you hear what I said? I'd like my car cleaned. I just got this, and already it's got dirt and bugs on it. Me, sorry, but no, I'm not going to. But there's a couple of car washes down Main Street, and I think the shops offer it too. Karen, who clearly never was told no, looks at me and goes, why would I do that? You have everything to do it here. Just do it. You washed that guy's car. Now do the same for me. And make sure to use wax as well. Me, no, I didn't wash his car. I just quickly helped him get the dirt off. I'm only washing my car. Karen, what did you say? Fine. How much for a wash? Me, what? Karen, what can't you hear? I said how much? Me, lady, I don't know who you are, and frankly, I don't care. I'm only washing my car. If you need your car washed, go downtown. Karen, what? Honestly, what's wrong with you kids today? You don't want to work and get money? This is ridiculous. She did go into a little tirade that I won't go into, but she then gassed it towards Main Street. I looked at my neighbor, we both shook our heads and resumed what we were doing. About 3 hours later, I was busy playing Call of Duty MW2 when someone rang my doorbell. I stopped cold and went to see who it was, and I opened the door and see a guy standing there. Paul, hi, I'm the guy who owns the lodge. Did a lady ask you if you can wash her car? Me, yeah, some lady did and acted like a toddler when I said no. Why? Paul, that lady was complaining that the guy over here was rude and didn't want to help her. If you see her, just ignore her. I'm not going to let them stay here anymore. The husband's nice, but she's a piece of work. Me, okay, but just out of curiosity, there's a lodge over there? Paul laughs and says, yeah, we only do it over the summer and about 3 weeks during the winter. So in one day, I learned Karens can come at you anywhere at any time, and I live 2 blocks from a lodge. A very interesting day. And our next story. I'm sorry, sir, that the laws of physics are inconvenient for you. I work in the electrical department of a large hardware store. One day, a customer, let's call him CC for clueless customer, comes in and wants to replace the power cord of his floor lamp. He walks up to the wire cutter, points to the spool of speaker wire, and asks me to cut 60 feet for him. While measuring the wire, he proceeded to ask me about what type of plug he can use with this wire and how to connect it to his floor lamp. After telling him that the wire he chose cannot be used to power a 120-volt light, this conversation happened. CC, why can't I use this wire? Me, this is a speaker wire for low-voltage stereo systems. For your lamp, you need this wire, pointing to the right wire. CC, this looks ugly. I don't want it. Just give me the wire I asked for. Me: Sir, this wire is not safe if you attempt to use it as a power cord. If you're concerned about looks, you can either get a shorter piece of lamp cord or buy wire molding to hide the wire. CC: He points to the lamp cord that looks similar, but these are the same, and they're both copper. I don't want to pay too much. Me: That is a lamp cord, and it's ideal for short connections and rated for 120 volts. At the length that you're asking for, the wire I showed you is the only option. You can hide it with wire molding if you like. I know it's going to be more expensive for you, but it's not my fault. These are the laws of physics. CC with a high voice: You're trying to gouge me. You're worthless and know nothing about electricity. I'm going to competitor store. And he storms out mumbling. The next day, I see the same guy, and in his cart he had the wire and the molding that I recommended. I greeted him with a huge smile and asked him if he needed any help. He completely ignored me and walked out of the aisle. I love the people who feel the need to tell you how they're going to the competitor store instead, like it's gonna hurt your feelings. And our last story. Karen Neighbor. We're in a community with HOA, and all of us are like non-ruffling feathers kind of people. However, people move out and new people come in. The latest addition was Karen. She came in about 2 years ago, and she was helping out a lot. She's really pushing for trash improvements, solar panels for the common areas. So the neighbors were like, oh, she's good. We can have her as HOA president. But boy, we didn't know her. She became controlling. She fired our maintenance staff because they didn't follow her when she was making them clean her garden. She put up fences and hired people without consulting the HOA. The budget's also controlled by her. A prospective owner was looking at a house, and then he wanted to renovate the house because it was starting to show leaks, but Karen said it was against the rules to destroy a wall because of the leak. The image must be preserved as it is. Buyer backs out, thinking the whole community is strict, but honestly, she's making the rules as they come, as long as she benefits from it. She made her garage into a kid playroom because she has too many kids and instead parks in other people's driveway. When other people complain why she's doing that, she's saying, what about community camaraderie? Are we all just cold people now? Karen also hosted her friends' weekly alcohol sessions during the lockdowns too. Essential worker movement under the guise of delivering food because they own a food business. She's also singling out another neighbor, an additional cat. The neighbor shouldn't have 3 indoor cats, despite the neighbor living alone. When the neighbor planted some flowers, she demanded it removed because she has allergies. This neighbor lady is one of the sweetest persons and even gave all of us some of her homegrown veggies during the quarantine. I know she has no power over the rest of us. She's just one very loud and annoying noise. The last straw was when she had our car towed, which was properly parked. So at the next meeting, we decided to remove her from her position. I'll take the position of HOA president soon, and she's already trying to make my life miserable. Bit about me, I'm an introverted ADHD nerd in the academic, double PhD degrees, but that doesn't matter in real life when you don't have social skills. I've been bullied frequently, never confronted them, but you know, when she bullied that sweet old lady, someone had to stop her. I had to step up to the position. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.